Hi, I'm Debbie Hartner.
I'm Elsie Johnson.
We are two sisters, Southern Cooking.
Hey y'all, we are making a new bread recipe today.
Yay!
So these are a replica of a Texas Roadhouse roll.
Yes. So you know how thin they are, and this is a copycat recipe of a Texas Roadhouse roll. We're having chicken today that's wrapped in bacon, and we're also doing the macaroni and cheese Thanksgiving dinner, and it's going to be in one casserole dish. So good. There's a place up in Delaware that has a recipe similar to this, and we just kind of hodgepodged our way through this and picked out the cheeses that we wanted and the flavorings and everything that we wanted. So we kind of created our own recipe because it was so good when we had it before. So this roll is going to go with the food that we have for tonight. So I'm super excited for this.
So, all right, so we are going to put our milk in with our honey.
Between 105 and 115, you know, that's our standard, and right now it's 110, so the iron is striking. So
All right, I'm gonna actually stir this a little bit just to get the honey mixed a little, and then we'll put that, you can put that yeast in if you want.
okay. Now, a surefire way of making sure that your yeast is working and it is active is to put it in warm water or milk with something to feed it, like sugar. And if it starts to foam, or honey, and if it starts to foam, then you know it's working. So we're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes, make sure our yeast is working, and then we'll go ahead and get everything into our mixer, and we have our dough hook on, and then we'll let it go ahead and get started. You can also do this in your bread machine, but we strongly recommend that you proof your yeast before you put it into your bread machine, because this is going to be a thin roll. It's not a big puffy roll like the Logan's Steakhouse rolls. So this is going to be more of a thin roll. But I don't know if you've ever had Logan's or you've had a Texas Roadhouse rolls. Quincy's, oh my God. Quincy's had the best rolls I've ever seen and tasted. It was so good.
Another good one that has a good yeast roll is the Buffet Place that's out now.
Oh, you're talking about Golden Corral.
Yeah, Golden Corral has a good yeast roll.
You know, I don't
Nice
know if
and
I can
fluffy.
remember theirs.
Theirs remind you of Quincy's. It's a yeast.
While I'm at it, and I don't forget to put this added part into it, I'm going to go ahead and add in my teaspoon of salt into our flour. So we'll be right back, guys.
Hey y'all, we have let our yeast proof. So now we're gonna get started with our flour
And our salt.
and our salt, and we are going to get this mixed in.
I'm going to go ahead and bust up our yolk here, because it doesn't really bust up that well with the dough hook.
Right.
So I'm just going to go ahead and get it just a little bit
right.
busted up here.
And I'm gonna put in my melted butter.
That's 5 tablespoons of melted butter.
All right. And then the eggs. And I'm gonna turn this on and let it mix for a second, and then I'm gonna add in the milk with the yeast. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put in our liquid, which is the yeast and the milk. Make sure I get all the yeast out of here. We might need that spatula again in a second. All right, I'm gonna turn it up a hair, and then we're gonna let it mix for like 4 minutes, and then we'll put in our oil bowl to rise for an hour. Turn this off. And get rid of this.
I'll take that.
All right. I always have trouble getting there. I always have trouble getting it off. I'm not coordinated. That's why I'm always falling. I'm getting bruises and everything because I'm not coordinated.
Elsie got bruises. I got bruises from Buster and his little leash.
Okay. So here's our dough, and I'm just gonna kind of form it into a little bit of a ball. A little bit.
So we're gonna let this sit near the stove for about an hour and let it proof, and then what we'll do is we'll come back with a floured surface and just roll it out thin to about 1 inch thick, and then cut it in squares, and then we have to let it rise again. So,
Okay.
and then we'll get ready to bake it up. All right, guys, we'll show you what it looks like when we come back.
We have our dough. It has risen really nicely. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of punch it down a little bit here. Release some of the air out of it. Yeah, get rid of a little bit of those little gases in there. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to kind of roll it up here for just a second, and then we'll roll it out into a oblong. You want some more flour just in case? Probably should, because we had quite a bit of oil.
Yeah.
So I want to try to keep it in this pattern here, but we have to do it for about 1 inch. And then we're going to take our bench scraper, and our bench scraper will go ahead and cut it up into, I would think we'll probably get maybe 12 pieces out of this. What do you think?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All right. So we're just going to roll it out a little bit. I'm going to try to keep it in this shape, rectangle or oblong, whatever it ends up being, just to make sure.
And you're probably about right for 1 inch thick.
All right, go ahead and take much to get it to
No,
the right
it didn't.
thickness. All right, so I'll give you this.
Okay.
I'll let you fix it. We might get about maybe 10 out of this, I'm thinking. These are the copycat for the Texas Roadhouse rolls. So, see how that is? And we'll go ahead and, we got 8, 10.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna have to.
Alrighty. Give them a little room to grow here.
Yeah, let me
Go into the center just a little. All right, so what we're gonna do is allow this to rise again, and then we'll put it in the oven and get ready to bake it. It's gonna be so good, y'all. We're gonna put a little bit of maybe some honey butter on top of it. Yeah. All right, guys.
We like our honey butter.
We do. And that's 1-to-1 ratio. If you're doing 1 tablespoon of butter, you're doing 1 tablespoon of honey. So depending on how big of a batch you're doing. So, but it's gonna be good, y'all. We'll see you guys in our next video. Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
We're Two Sisters Southern Cooking.
And we thank you for visiting our page. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.
This show is produced by Two Sisters Productions, McRae, Georgia.